If you're feeling like there has been a little bit of emotional and physical distance in your relationship, then that could be an indication that you are pushing him away. When we feel that gap, it's kind of like, well, is it him or is it me? Well, in this video, I'm actually going to give you the signs that you are pushing him away and what you need to do about it. Hey everyone, I'm Renee Slansky. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I help women create the thriving relationship that they desire and deserve. Now, over the years of being in relationships, I must say I am quite the expert at knowing how to turn men off and drive them away. For 10 years, I struggled to get any sort of guy to commit to me. And it wasn't until I learned, more about men and more about myself and what I was doing to drive them away was when I literally was able to get some breakthrough. So I want to share with you a couple of little things that they might say to you, which is them pretty much sending out a hint saying, hey, honey, I need you to be you again. I need you to feel fulfilled again. I need you to thrive again so that I'm more attracted to you again. Because if we miss these little things that they say or do or don't do, then what we'll end up doing is we'll end up completely pushing them away and the relationship will end. And I don't want that to happen for you. The first one is this. He tells you to focus on you. Now, there's obviously a difference between a guy encouraging you to do your own thing and follow your dreams, and he wants you to thrive, okay? But if he says the phrase to you, I just think you should focus on you for a bit, that is a huge indication that he's feeling that he really wants to have some space from you because he's not getting as much value from you as what he used to be. So take that as an opportunity to really step back and work out, okay, am I self-sabotaging things right now? Or is he just not ready because he's got his own thing going on? This was something that used to happen to me all the time when men used to say to me, I think you should just focus on you for a while. And instead of me actually focusing on myself, I used to just try and chase them and put even more energy into them and essentially focus on them and not me. Don't do that. Focus on you. Work out, okay, have I lost my identity now that I'm in this relationship? Have I lost my own dreams and goals and purpose? Have I come across needy? Am I asking for too much? What are the things that I can do that are in my control to make sure that I'm being the best version of myself in this relationship so that I'm not pushing him away? Which brings me to point number 2. He wants more space than usual. Men want and need to have some sort of space in a relationship. Heck, I even like my own space in a relationship. It's important because you are still two individuals who should still be creating your own identity outside of each other and outside of the relationship. But men more so than ever are kind of lone creatures that like to go out and conquer things and do things, whereas we as women, we're more community type people, okay? So if he says to you, oh, I want to have more time with the boys, or I want to just do this on my own, or he no longer wants to go to the gym with you, he wants to go by himself, and he's constantly hinting and looking for opportunities to be by himself, that is an indication that you could be pushing him away because obviously he doesn't want to be in your company more. Now, what you need to do in this instance is let him have... I've turned this into a clapping game. Let him have his space. If a guy asks for space, give him his space. Do not go and start chasing him like I used to and hunting him down and try and giving more because it's just going to push him further away. And I have done other videos on this, which I'll link down below about what to do when he asks for space. Now, this brings me to my free guide, girls. If you have not downloaded it yet, why not? Grab it now. It's called The 9 Types of Women That Make Men Run. Men pull back for a reason. They want space for a reason. And sometimes we're the reason. So in this guide, I actually talk about the 9 different types of personality traits that we can have that essentially make a man not want us at all and really kind of push him away. If you want to get access to that, which you can, it's totally free, click the link up above or the description link down below. Number 3, he starts to call you needy. It's the N word. Now, Whether you are needy or not is another thing. But if he constantly says that you're asking for too much and he feels really exasperated by you, and you maybe have this sense of guilt like, oh, maybe I am pushing his buttons too much, or, then again, that could be an indication that you're self-sabotaging because you haven't learned to fulfill your own needs outside of him. And I've actually done another video which talks about, are you asking for too much or are you simply asking the wrong guy? And I will link that in the description down below, and I really suggest going through and watching that to get some clarity on that as well. The moment that you come across too needy is the moment that he will start to lose interest, because he will no longer see you as a high value woman who is able to be an equal team player for him. Number 4, the compliments, romance, and intimacy has died down. Now, there will be seasons in a relationship where you're like crazy about each other and it's that honeymoon period. And then there'll obviously be seasons where, you're just kind of cruising along. Maybe you're not as intimate and you don't have as many romantic nights as you used to. But if you've noticed that there is a real distance where he doesn't initiate intimacy or affection, or he doesn't respond to it when you do, he no longer compliments you as much, and the romance has really died down, then that could be an indication that he's just no longer as fulfilled when he's with you. Now, again, this might have something to do with his issues, or it might be something that you're actually doing. You have to basically stop and ask yourself every time you come to a point of conflict in a relationship. Is it him? Is it me? Or is it the circumstances? Now, if it's you and you're pushing him away, that might be because you're not meeting his masculine desires. Have you let go of yourself? Do you no longer respect him? Do you no longer respect yourself? Are you nagging him? Are you too needy? Are you making him your purpose instead of having your own purpose outside of him? This is why it's really important to understand what role first you play in the relationship and in this situation before you start accusing him or blaming him. Number 5, he stops asking you for your opinion or your help. When a guy really likes you, or loves you, or really values, more to the point, you as a person in his life, he will ask your opinion on things. He'll want to know what you have to say about it because he really wants you to be a part of his decisions. And if that has stopped, where he no longer asks your help for things, or says, oh, don't worry, I'll cook the food myself, I don't need you to do it, or, doesn't really want your opinion on what's going on in his life, that could be an indication that you are pushing him away. Again, are you doing something small that you don't even realize that is making him not see you as a high value woman? And that could be something as simple as not complimenting him or affirming him or saying, thanks, honey, for what you're doing. If men don't feel that they are affirmed in what they do, they will no longer continue to do that thing. So step it up a little bit. Start pouring some praise into him if that's what you need to do. Number 6, conversations tend to always end in conflict. What I found from my 10 years of personal experience of pushing men away was that a lot of the time, conversations that you have end in heated debates or conflict, and you walk away feeling like, ooh, maybe I overreacted, or I shouldn't have said that, or, I was maybe a bit dramatic about it. Obviously, there is conflict which maybe he has caused, or there's a lack of fulfillment and desire, hence it's ended in conflict. But you will know that it is you pushing him away if more often than not, the conflict starts with something that you're doing. For example, I used to create drama just so that I could try and get his attention, or I used to push his buttons because it meant that I got some sort of reaction from him. If you're trying to cause conflict to get a reaction out of him, it's already starting to fall apart, and you need to work out again, how can you reset and come across as that high value woman again, so that when you have conversations with him, you're not just acting or reacting out of emotions, but you're actually having mature, grown-up conversations, which is about explaining rather than expressing. And lastly, number 7, he has become indifferent. And I have touched on this on other videos where I say the opposite to love is not hate, it is actually indifference, meaning they don't feel anything. And if somebody doesn't feel anything for you anymore, then chances are they're not going to be as ready to invest into the relationship, or they're going to be tempted by other women or other people that do make them feel something. So if you are pushing him away, one of the indications will be that he just doesn't care anymore. He just doesn't really have a response. And he may say things like, yeah, whatever, okay, fine, just do it, or I don't care. And you can tell that he actually means that. He's not just saying it to try and get a reaction from you. So what you need to do is, again, reassess, okay, is it something that I need to do in order to be able to be a better version of myself and be a better partner and really step up? Or is it circumstances that are both putting us under pressure? Therefore, how can we make it about us versus the problem, not, us versus each other? Well, there you go. I hope those tips helped you. Again, download my free guide, The 9 Types of Women That Make Men Run, and that'll help give you an indication of, do you have some of those personality traits that are really pushing men away? Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, give me a big thumbs up, and put a thanks Renee down below if this video helped you, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.